Hello, Spencer. This video comes in two parts. Part 1, I talk about a video game. Part 2, I talk about a movie. Part 1. So several months ago, I told you about a dating sim where you dated a T-Rex that plays a ukulele. Well, today I have another dating sim-esque game for you. This one is called Save the Date. In this game, you don't even get to see who you're talking to. You just see the text of what they're saying and the background. But the gimmick of this game is that you go on a date with a girl and it ends poorly because she dies. And so you played it again and she dies again. And it's about you figuring out how to save her from dying, hence the name Save the Date. It's an interesting game that plays with narrative, specifically in video games, but it can be applied to all mediums. Eventually, you can get options to basically tell her, yeah, I'm playing a video game and you keep dying, what's going on? It's a really fun game that challenges our expectations of how a story should develop. It's free. I'll put a link to it in the doobly-doo so you can play it. One more thing I will say, I won't spoil all the endings since there's so many different endings, but my favorite ending that I got was that you ended the first date and she lived, but you realized you guys weren't really meant out romantically, so you became best friends, and then several years down the line, your daughter and her son fall in love and they end up getting married. It's a pretty great, crazy ending for a video game. Part 2. So earlier today I saw The Wind Rises, the latest film from acclaimed director Hayao Miyazaki. This is supposedly his last film, though he said that about Ponyo, and then this film came out, but this is probably, definitely, maybe his last film. So this film, just up front, is not like any other of Miyazaki's films because there's no magical element to it whatsoever. There's no forest spirits or walking castles or witches on brooms or something. It's based on a real man named Jiro Horikoshi who built planes. It's about his journey and his dream to build the most beautiful, state-of-the-art airplane. It's weird because it's so serious and it's so grounded that it's not like other Miyazaki films. It's not like most anime, because I feel like this story could have easily be told in a live action format. It's just that Miyazaki is an artist who draws, and so he did it in the medium he's most familiar with. Throughout the movie, he does daydream where Miyazaki can use the 2D to create fantastical views and things you couldn't do in a live action film, though you could do with some CG, but it wouldn't look as good as this Ghibli film. And in these dreams, Jiro talks with an Italian airplane builder named Caproni. And in these dreams, Caproni asks him if the wind still rises, and he encourages him to keep following his dreams. But I'm still not quite sure what Miyazaki was getting at in this movie, probably because I'm not familiar with Japan's history and this man's own personal history. My favorite part of the film is the noises that the engines of the planes make. They don't sound like they're airplanes. The sounds that come out of the plane sound like they came from a bunch of different people that are making noises with their mouths, and the audio technicians put them together, and it makes the planes have their own unique voice, which is very interesting because you can hear when the plane is wheezing and not doing well, and when the plane is in tip-top shape and it's the top of the line, just by the way it sort of breathes. I do actually think this is probably Miyazaki's last feature-length film. He may make short films. He's still drawing, but I get the sense that this is a very personal film for Miyazaki, though all of his films have a piece of him in it. But this one, I kind of feel is more personal. I don't know much about Miyazaki's own personal history to know for sure, but one key thing that makes me think this is the very end of the movie. Spoilers for the very end of the movie In the last dream sequence, Jiro is talking to Caproni, and Caproni has told him that you only get 10 good years as an artist, and you should choose wisely how you spend them. And this is after Jiro has built the plane, and there's all this stuff with his love interest that has happened. And Caproni asks him, "How did you spend it?" And Jiro says, "Oh, it was good. There was some bad stuff at the end there." And Caproni says, "Well, you still have to live." And I think that's Miyazaki saying, I've had my time in the sun. I'm gonna go off. I'm still alive. It's not like it disappeared off the face of the earth, but I'm gonna go do my own thing. This is the end of my 10 years of great artistic inspiration. No, Miyazaki has been working for much longer than 10 years. So to wrap up, I enjoyed it, but I think this movie is gonna put off some people. And that's all I have to say. Definitely go play the video game. If you're a huge Miyazaki fan, go see the movie. Otherwise, you can probably skip it. I gotta go watch the rain. Spencer, I'll see you tomorrow.